Everybody, Scoutcrafter here again. It's Mishmash Monday, and we got quite a bit to cover, so let's get to it. First off, let's start off with a clip I had from, I guess, a little over a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago. It's about Mike Man Cave from New Zealand, and I just got an email from his wife, Rosemary, and it's pretty good news. Mike had gone blind from the chemo, and you know, from that, I'm telling you, he's got some, you know, rough cancer that he's battling. But the good news is that it seems to be taking effect, and he got his, you know, he's starting to get his sight back. I'm so happy about that. So let's check out these clips I did from for something that he said. Okay, our next item up here is we have this beautiful Shelley Screwdriver. Now, there's a story behind this. You know, my buddy Mike Man Cave from New Zealand, he sent me this out here, I guess right before he got sick, because it takes about 10 days to get here, and it was very short after that he had a bout with cancer, and he's in the hospital and he's fighting it. But it's and he sent me this as a thank you for, you know, sending people, telling him about his channel, and this was his first video, restoring the screwdriver. It is beautiful. It's a Shelley, and it says British made. I love that, British made. And let me tell you something, the Brits don't mess around when it comes to making tools. They are top notch, and he did such a nice restoration on this that I'll put a link in the below so you could see where you know, him restoring this. It was his first video, and so I wanted to send something back, and I talked to a friend of mine. He had this hammer years ago, and I told him, I said, look, you know, he wanted to trade. I had this sign of me wanted to trade for, and I said, look, I'm willing to trade, you know, bring it to, so he we met up, and I got the hammer. I've always wanted this hammer from him. Let me, before I do anything, needs a little bit of work, a little cleaning up. Let me take care of it, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, we're calling this project done. I don't know why I like this hammer so much. I always did. It's you can see it's made in Germany. You can see here, made in Germany. I don't know what it came with. I polished the handles out, wet sanded them down, polished them out, and it's chrome. It's beautiful. It's nice. At first I thought it was a medical hammer. I thought it was one of those hammers you tap on somebody's knee, but obviously, why would they have a claw in the back, right? Nail pulling claw. But I really like this hammer, and so I'm so glad to be able to send it to Mike. I hope Mike enjoys it. I think he will, because he's a tool guy. And all the best, Mike. All the best of health to you. And God bless you. And let's get on to our next step. Okay, we have a new challenge next up, and that comes from Tony from the UK. And you know his channel from being TD. And Tony came up with the oil can challenge. And basically what he said is just refurbish, customize, or do anything with a oil can. We all have them laying around. Let's check out some of mine. Here's just a few of mine that I dug up. I mean, we got them laying all over. Everybody loves a nice oil can, right? But the challenge is basically customize, refurbish, restore, do up an oil can. And even if you don't have a regular oil can, you could do up one of these oil cans, you know, a regular can that oil came in. But it's due by April 1st, April Fool's Day. It's a Monday. That's when everybody will post their video, 3 minutes or less, on this. And we'll do it on TD's channel. And I'll have more about it coming up. But start getting your oil can ready. And it's a good challenge, and looking forward to that. Next up, we have a really interesting wire brush from Italy. I'm sure some of you guys in the UK and everything have seen this. But over here in the States, these things are like hen's teeth. So let's check it out. I love a good wire brush, and in my travels on YouTube and looking around, I came across this brush called a Spid brush. And what a nice brush this is. And this is made, it's distributed by SIT Corporation, but I got this off Amazon, and it's really a wonderful, the way it fits in your hand. It's a really quality polyethylene, polypropylene. I don't know, but it's a real high quality handle. I'll put a link in the bottom of the video showing how great this thing works, but you can't get the imitation one. Now the Chinese, you know, they're great at taking a product and they make it look exactly like this and without the spin, and they charge a lot less, but it's garbage. You need the one from Italy. But let me show you what's so interesting about this is that if you buy one, it's $12. Or you could buy 6 of these for $22. So, you know, it's a no-brainer for me. You could buy one for $12 or 6 for $22. You know, sometimes with stuff like this, especially when you're buying from overseas, it really pays to buy in bulk. This particular brush is, it's brass colored steel. So the brass coating is just a rust resistance, but it's brass coated steel. They also make these brushes in stainless steel, in brass, in nylon, and this one here is just good enough for what we use for tools and things like that, because it's not too abrasive, does a nice job, and if you can pick one of these up, or if you know anything about them, and maybe I'm new to this, but really cool brush. I think you'll like it. Next up, real quick, I want to show you this. I picked up from Kent at the tool meeting, and this is a channel lock. Let me pull it out of the case here, and you could see here the number over here. I'm not even saying that, but you can see the model number. And what's interesting about this is well, they call it a screw starter, but I've used these for years, and there's so many things you could use this for. Sometimes you want to remove, especially a plug or something, you could screw it in there and pull it out. So it's a really good tool to have. And look at the nice blue with the handle, the clear handle. It's just a nice tool. If you ever get a chance, if you don't have one of these, they call them screw starters. It's a really good tool to have. Okay, next up we have this nice little hand vise. Now, you've all seen these before. These are pretty predominant in a lot of you'll find them all over antique tools. You'll see these, and it's amazing because these command a decent price. You know, for some reason, a lot of people like these, even though I don't find them as useful as they seem like they'd be a good idea. But I've never really had good use for these. But this is a nice one, and I have a bunch of different ones. I have modern ones, you know, ones that look like this that are modern, but they still make these today, but not quite the same quality. Let's see what we can do with this to make it look nice. Okay, there's not much to this. We just took this over to the degreaser, and which is the sink with some degreasing, and washed them all off, made sure there's no grease on there. We don't want to contaminate the wire brush. Now we'll take it to the wire brush. Here's a little spring that goes in between. It's only 4 parts of this wrench. Let's do it. We are at the post wire brush evaluation. You could see, you know, little dings and dents on the, you know, we could take care of that probably. Over here, I would like this to be polished. I'd like to paint in here, but I'd like that. You could see it's a rough casting, so I'm going to see what I can do with that. A little file work. The top looks good. Everything's nice and smooth, and let's get to it. Now you know my favorite part. Remember what this hand vise looked like before we started. And we are calling this project done. Look how beautiful this came out, huh? I mean, this is a lot of work, a lot of filing, a lot of sanding. But look, this is just a beautiful piece now, isn't it? And, you know, it's smooth as can be. I don't think this is the original bolt, but it's the original one that was in there. And I ground down all the cuts and scrapes that were in here and polished everything out. So we're done with this, and just a beautiful little hand vise. These were very popular in the first half of the last century, so I just thought I'd do a little tribute to it. So anyway, thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's get to our next project. Okay, lastly, I want to show you something my buddy Cliff sent me. You know, Mr. Doughboy 356 on YouTube, and Cliff and I converse, and he knows I like monkey wrenches. He sent me this wrench, but what's so cool about this is you can see, if you look real close, he cut this out of a, actually this is made from, I think it was a $50. He has a video on it. It's really cool, and look at that. He made it with the, it actually works too if you spin this little, he used a set screw, he cut it down, and again you could see the, I think it's made from this one from a $50, but he even made 3 pieces. Really cool. That's some of the workmanship that some of the viewers do. Outstanding stuff. Cliff, thanks so much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.